Okay, so you can get into a comfortable seat. So this is our solar plexus chakra or manipura chakra. So we've gone to the root chakra, our sacral chakra, and this is the solar plexus chakra. So it's everything right along the abdominal, so right along the navel. And this chakra is an energy center that's really responsible for our feelings of willpower, confidence, self-esteem, our ability to act and do things. So this is really like our power center. So during this class, we're going to spend a lot of time doing abdominals and doing some stretches, but just take it at your own pace. But really, we're going to cultivate that strength, that power, that will to act. That's really the energy center right here. So I also think it's helpful that when we're in these chakra classes, kind of keep the focus right there as we're going through the different postures. So this is going to be like a more powerful practice, where last week where we worked on the sacral chakra, it was a little bit more restorative, more receptive. This is going to be like our power vinyasa abdominal class. So if it gets to be too much, just take it at your own pace. But to get started, we're going to just start right away, just firing it up, just so we can start to feel it, so then we can keep the chakra in mind throughout our practice. So to start, you can come on your back, and you can just bring your knees to almost like a tabletop on your back, 90-degree angles, placing your hands right on your thighs. You can start to push your legs away, but don't let them move. So trying to put the small of your back right into the earth. So it doesn't really look like you're doing anything, but you are. So you're trying to get, your legs are trying to come forward and your hands are pushing them back so they stay in that same position. And hopefully you can feel your abdominals start to fire up a little bit here. And you can just start to breathe. I'm going to stay here for a couple of breaths. So this is more of an isometric movement. So it doesn't look like you're doing anything, but you should actually feel it. And also trying just to make some effort just to keep that lower back really pressed down to the earth. And then remembering to breathe. I'll stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can place your feet right on the earth. We'll just take some windshield wipers right here, so you can drop the knees to the right. And then to the left. I'll do that one more on each side, dropping the knees to the right. And then again to the left. And then you can come back to center, so grabbing the thighs, you can start to rock up to a seated position. And you can just get into a comfortable seat. So we're going to take our pranayama. So that was the breathing exercise, so called Kalibhati breathing, or it's called skull shining breath. So I know with you guys, I've done alternate nostril breathing before. So a pranayama is just a breathing exercise that can kind of help to settle or cultivate an energy. Generally, it's really good before meditation. So this one is a very energizing one. So if you have high blood pressure, you'll want to take it slowly. And if you're pregnant, you'll just not want to do it. And you can just sit and just do an awareness of breath meditation. So I find it helpful when I was learning this, maybe even just placing your hand just like right at the navel center. So we're going to start by maybe inhaling about 3/4 of the way. And then on your exhale, you'll contract the abdomen and exhale through the nose. So you can visibly hear it. And then you'll just keep exhaling. The inhale is passive. So we're going to take 3 rounds of 12. So together we'll inhale. And then you can release your hand. So hopefully you guys could hear me as a guide. Maybe I'll count next time and that might be a little bit easier for you. But then even just noticing, so if you were doing it, you might even just notice a sense of just clarity, energizing as you sit. And this is also great just for toning the abdominals as well too. So we'll do 2 more rounds of 12. You can keep your eyes closed, but maybe just for this, we'll start bringing the hand right back to the abdomen. So as you take an inhale, and then you can just exhale through the nose, contracting the abdomen. And remember, you're focused on the exhales. The inhales will occur naturally. So inhale, and then exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then you can rest, eyes closed, hands in the lap. And we'll take one more round so you can bring the hand back to the belly. Inhale 3/4, 75% of the way, and then sharp exhale, contracting the abdomen for 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then hand can rest in the lap. You can bring your hands to heart center. Maybe you can take a moment to dedicate your practice to somebody in need, somebody that could use a little good energy in their life. You can open your eyes. Inhale, hands come high. We're going to take a side twist to the left. So right hand across left knee, twisting to the left, keeping the chin away from the chest. And coming back through center, we'll take it to the other side. Coming back through center, we'll make our way into tabletop. So we did these last week in the sacral chakra, and we'll do them in this one as well too. But first, getting solid in your tabletop, so shoulders over wrist, hips over knees. We're going to take the barrel roll. So where regular cat and cow is often very vertical, this is more horizontal. So on an inhale, you'll start to go towards the left. And I think the metaphor I was using was like scooping peanut butter out of a jar. So you go to the left on your inhale, exhaling as you bring the belly back towards the spine, and then going around. So we're going to come into these horizontal barrel roll motions. And you'll inhale as the belly goes to the earth, and exhaling as you bring it back up towards the spine. So you can take some more at your own pace. I know this can feel a little bit different than the traditional cat-cows, but that's the point. Moving different parts of our body in different ways, which just lets us get to know our bodies a little bit more. And then you can switch sides. So I was going to the left, but now go to the right. And really seeing if you can make those big circles with the belly. Inhaling on the way down, exhaling on the way up. Now start to notice as we do some of these movements, just like with the Kapalabhati breathing, when we're exhaling, we're contracting the stomach. So you always know it's almost like we're pushing the air out on the exhale. So we also do that with our body by contracting the stomach. And then we'll come back to neutral, and we'll take a couple of cat-cows here. So inhale, drop the belly, look up for your cow. And then exhale, arch the spine, drop the head. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, arch the spine, drop the head. And you can take a couple more here as well at your own pace. And then we'll meet back in neutral. So in your neutral tabletop, you can place the weight into your right hand. We'll kickstand the right leg, coming into our supported side plank. And then using core strength, we're gonna rise up, coming into our gate pose. And you can even bring the left hand to the thigh. So it's almost like a supported reverse warrior. And we're gonna do this 5 times. So you can just almost just touch the earth with your right hand as you come back down. And then core strength brings you right back up for 5, 4, keeping that core engaged the whole time, 3, 2, and 1. You can hold it here for a moment, stretching out the right side of your body. And then right hand can come back down to the earth. You're back into your tabletop. And we'll take it on the other side. So you can kickstand the left foot. And I'm actually just gonna, you guys can stay where you are, but I'll just change. And then we're coming into our supported side plank now on the left. So wrist is underneath shoulders. And then on an inhale, rise up. So left hand comes high, right hand comes to thigh. So this is our gate pose. So we'll take 5 of these now. So coming back down and up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can hold it here, maybe take it a little bit more to the right, so just stretching out the left side of the body now. And then hands can windmill back down to the earth, coming back into your tabletop. Now we're gonna curl our toes under in tabletop and we'll push the earth away. So knees will hover across the earth. We'll stay here for a couple of breaths. So again, that belly, you can start to think about the solar plexus chakra, manipura, so all around the navel. And again, that's where we get our strength, our ability to act, self-esteem, and our willpower. And you can step the feet back towards your high plank. And remember, you can always drop the knees coming into your supported plank. You're still building strength. And breathing here. And glide forward on our toes, so shoulders are in front of wrist. We'll come all the way down, be a low push up to the earth. Inhale, coming up to your cobra. And then exhale, coming back down. You can curl the toes under, pushing right back up through high plank or tabletop. And then we'll meet in downward facing dog. So in downward facing dog, hands are pressed firmly into the earth, as flat as you can get them. You can pedal out your feet a little bit here. And I always like to keep a little bit of a bend in the knees to help lengthen the spine. His head falls right between biceps. So keeping the neck in line with the spine. And breathing here. Then you go high in your tiptoes, bending the knees. You can walk to the front of your mat, and we'll meet in ragdoll forward fold. Feet hips width apart, opposite hand to opposite elbow. You can bend the knees here, head hangs heavy. And feet rooted into the earth. I'm just letting the head drop here. Letting gravity do all of the work. And with the feet rooted into the earth, you can sway a little bit back and forth. And you can let the hands go to the earth. We'll bend the knees, lengthen the spine here, so gaze straight down. Then you can bring your hands forward like you're trying to touch the wall in front of you. I'm feeling the feet root into the earth, pressing into the earth to rise up to standing, extended Tadasana. Keeping the hips squared forward, we'll take a high twist to the right. Coming back up, high twist to the left. And coming back up, you'll take those goddess arms. Inhale, look up, opening up the heart space. And then hands can come to heart center. Inhale, hands come high. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Inhale, you'll bend the knees to lengthen the spine, bringing the shoulder blades back. And then you can plant the hands, left foot steps back, soften the left knee to the earth. Hands come high to the sky for your low lunge. You can drop into that front leg here. And then left hand can connect with the earth. We'll twist to the right. Right hand can come back to the earth, curl the back toes under. You can step right back, downward facing dog. Inhale, glide forward, high plank. Core is engaged here. And you can come down to your forearms, dolphin plank. And Wendy, I know you love the dolphin planks. Holding here, bring the navel up towards spine. Dropping the knees, dropping the hips, sphinx. So forearms pressing into the earth here, gaze straight ahead, chest coming through shoulders. Curl the toes under, lifting the hips, coming back to your dolphin plank. We'll lift up to high plank with the right, then left. Holding in our high plank. Take an inhale here, exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg will come high for three-legged dog on the right. So you can flex your foot here, keeping the toes pointed to the earth, hips squared. We can take an inhale here, exhale, glide forward, knee to nose. Coming back up, knee to nose. Coming back up, knee to nose. Holding it here, and then stepping the right foot forward. So runner's lunge on the right. This time left hand will plant to the earth. We'll twist to the right, dragonfly. Right hand can come back to the earth, placing the weight in the right foot. Left foot steps forward. And drop the hips, coming into your downhill skier. So elbows come back by ribs. Spine is long. You can take an inhale here, exhale, arms sweep back like airplanes. Leg strength brings you right up to standing. Inhale, hands come high. And then exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, hands come high. And exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees to lengthen the spine, shoulder blades go back. And then you can plant the hands. This time, right foot will step back, soften the right knee. Hands come high to the sky for your low lunge. Just taking a moment here, again, dropping into that front leg. And then right hand can connect with the earth as we twist to the left. Left hand can come back to the earth, curl the back toes under, left foot steps back, downward facing dog. Inhale, glide forward, high plank. And we'll come down to our forearms, dolphin plank. Make left arm leads this time, but still keeping hips engaged, forearms pressing away the earth. And your arms are parallel, so shoulders over elbows. Breathing here. And you can drop the knees, drop the hips, coming into Sphinx. Just stretching out the spine. Toes curl under, you can lift back towards your dolphin plank, so hips lift. And then left hand brings you up, then right, high plank. Shoulders over wrist. Take an inhale here, exhale, downward facing dog. And left leg will come high for three-legged dog on the left, keeping those hips squared forward. Almost feeling that line of energy all the way from your palms, pressing into the earth to your back heel. We're going to take an inhale here. Exhale, we'll glide forward. Left knee, left nose, not left nose, just your regular nose. Coming back up, knee to nose. Coming back up, knee to nose. Holding it here just for a moment. Then left foot steps forward, runner's lunge on the left. We can plant the right hand to the earth and we'll take a twist to the left. Left hand can come back to the earth. Right foot steps forward, downhill skier. Elbows come back by ribs. Taking an inhale here, exhale, arms sweep back. And then leg strength brings you right up. Inhale, hands come high. And then exhale, hands come to heart center. So we'll take a couple of sun salutations here. So matching breath to movement. Again, building up a little bit more heat. But again, take it at your own pace. Inhale, hands come high. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees to lengthen the spine. Shoulder blades come back. And then you can plant the hands, step back to your high plank. You can come all the way down to cobra, or you can take a low push-up here. Inhale, upward facing dog. Shoulder stacked over wrist. And then exhale, downward facing. And breathing here. So remember, always customize your vinyasas. You don't need to do every one. Sometimes you might just want to come right from high plank right back to downward facing dog. Inhale, tiptoes. Exhale, bend the knees. You can walk or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, bend the knees, lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Root down to rise up to standing. On your inhale, hands come high. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, hands come high. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees to lengthen the spine, shoulder blades come back. And then exhale, plant the hands, step back to your high plank. Low push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take a few deep breaths here to reset. Inhale, tiptoes. Exhale, bend the knees, walk or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, bend the knees to lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Root down to rise up to standing. On the inhale, hands come high. Exhale, hands to heart center. So just one more sun in. Inhale, hands come high. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees to lengthen the spine, shoulder blades come back, and then plant the hands, step back to your high plank. Now going through whatever version of your vinyasa. So I think I'll take a push-up here. So I'm coming halfway down, pushing right back up, and then we'll all meet downward facing dog. Inhale, tiptoes. Exhale, bend the knees, walk or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, bend the knees to lengthen. And then exhale, forward fold. You can drop the hips here, coming right down into your Utkatasana chair pose. So feet rooted firmly into the earth. Chest open, hips low. Breathing here. You'll come up onto your tiptoes here. So Utkatasana tiptoes. So try to get those heels as high as you can. Like you're stepping into really uncomfortable high heel shoes. And you can start to drop your hips a little bit lower. Maybe bring your hands to heart center here. And you can take a moment, if you hover a little bit right above your heels, and we're in our Hindi squat. And then hands can come to the earth as you gently come to your back. We'll take 20 yoga bicycles here. So you can have your right elbow to your left knee for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can hug the knees in for a moment. Grabbing behind the thighs. You can rock back up. Hands can come to the earth. You can come back, go through a vinyasa, or push right back, downward facing dog. We'll all meet in our downward facing dog. I'm just taking a few breaths here. And then right leg will come high. And then right foot steps forward, back foot dials back, rise up, warrior one. So in warrior one, this is our strong stance. Hips are squared forward. And you're really firing up that back leg, like really pressing that foot into the earth, squaring the hips forward. And breathing here. Maybe you bring your focus back to the solar plexus, back to your energy center for strength and power. You can bring your hands to heart center. And we'll open up warrior two. So maybe you widen your stance a little bit. You've got heel to instep alignment here. Right knee over right ankle. And shoulder stacked over hips. And breathing. Arms are parallel to the earth. Gaze is at that middle finger. You can check that back foot. Make sure it's pressed firmly on the earth. And so I love in yoga how we go quickly sometimes, like in the sun salutations. And then there's sometimes we stay and we're still. And I always think that the times where we're still are a lot more challenging than the times that we're quick. And I think life is a lot like that too. Sometimes it's easier to be busy and rushing from one activity to the next than it is just to sit. And I actually think that this quarantine, what we've been going through, was sort of a blessing in some ways because it forced us to sit. It forced us to reevaluate our busyness and really prioritize and look at what was important. So even if some of the postures that we hold a little bit longer can get tedious, you can think of it as a practice. What's preventing you from just sitting, from being with what is? And we're going to pivot onto our back foot. So we're going to pivot. The left hand's going to touch the earth, and we're going to twist to the right. So we were in here earlier, so our dragonfly posture. You're in the ball of your back toes. And breathing here. Now with the feet pressing into the earth, You're gonna fire up your core a little bit, keeping the arms where they are. We're gonna rise up, coming to our crescent lunge high twist. So we're twisting to the right, and we're staying in our crescent lunge. And then hands will come back through center, high up, and we're back into our crescent lunge. You can drop the back knee to hover just for a moment and then straighten out the back leg. Hands can come to heart center. So we're gonna come into our warrior three. So maybe you kind of shimmy up a little bit with the foot, and then we're gonna lift the back leg, making that giant T with our body. So you can keep a little bit of the bend in that front knee. You can keep your hands at heart center, or maybe they reach forward. My right leg is definitely burning a little bit now, so you might feel a little wobbly. Then you can bring your hands back to heart center. We'll keep that bend in the knee and gently make our way back, crescent lunge. So we're crescent lunge with our hands at heart center. Torso will hover over the right knee. Then we're going to take a twist to the right. So left elbow can hook across the right knee. We're going to keep hands at heart center here. So just breathing for a moment here. And then placing the weight into the right foot, left foot steps up, and we're in our Utkatasana twist. So hips are low, spine is long, hands stay at heart center. You can keep your hands at heart center, or maybe you want to open up your wings. And then forward fold. You can bring your feet about hips width apart. So you can either just come into a traditional forward fold, or you can take your two peace fingers, hooking your big toes. Inhale, bend the knees to lengthen the spine. And then exhale, you can straighten the legs, hinging at the hips. Just let the head hang heavy. And breathing here. And then you can release the toes, toe heel the feet back together. Inhale, bend the knees, lengthen the spine. And then exhale, plant the hands, step back to your high plank. And you can go through your vinyasa or come right back to your downward facing dog. I'll take my low push-up, upward facing dog, and then downward facing dog. We'll take 3 breaths here. And then left leg will come high. And then left foot steps forward, back foot dials back, warrior one on the left. So you guys know where we're going now. We just have that other side to do. And breathing here. I don't know what's better sometimes, knowing what's coming or not knowing what's coming. And just feeling stable in that warrior one. If you notice that your shoulders are coming up by your ears, there's a lot of tension, you can just see if you can relax them. Just come in with a little bit more ease. And you can bring your hands to heart center, and we'll open up warrior two. And you have tail to instep alignment, knee is over ankle here, gaze straight ahead. And breathing. We'll be here a little bit longer. Maybe you just kind of recognize how it feels, the feet connecting to the earth, just feeling supported, feeling strong. You can bring the focus back to the solar plexus, back to your power center. And just continuing to gaze straight ahead. And we'll start to pivot onto that back foot, the ball of the back foot. Right arm sweeps around, connects with the earth as we twist to the left. Back into our dragonfly posture. And feeling the feet connected to the earth, keeping that twist. We rise up to stand for our crescent lunge high twist. And just twisting at the belly. And then we'll rotate forward, coming into our regular crescent lunge. And drop the back knee to hover just for a moment. And then straighten out that back leg. And bring your hands to heart center here. So we're going to start to come into our warrior three. So you can scoot the back foot up a little bit, or you could fly into warrior three. Then we'll balance on the left foot, right leg kicks, hips square to the earth. You can keep hands at heart center, or they can extend forward. Remembering to breathe. Bringing hands back to heart center, keeping a little bit of a bend in that left knee. Gently come back, crescent lunge. So your hands are still at your heart center in crescent lunge. We'll hover the torso over the left knee, so spine is nice and long. Then we'll twist to the left, so right elbow can hook along the left knee. Breathing here. Feeling how strong you are. This is a lot of twisting and it's a lot on the left leg. Then we'll keep the weight planted in the left foot. We'll bring the right foot up and we stay in our Utkatasana twist. So dropping the hips flow, spine is long, twisting at the belly. You can keep your hands at heart center or you can open them wide. And we'll stay here for 3, 2, and 1. Forward fold. You bring your feet about hips width. We're going to come into our gorilla pose, so you can just start stepping on the palms of your hands. Toes can start to come up wrist, or just do a regular forward fold. You can bend the knees, lengthen, and then exhale, straighten the legs, drop the head. And just breathing here. And release the hands, toe heel the feet back together. Inhale, bend the knees, lengthen the spine. And then you can plant the hands, step right back to your high plank. And holding in high plank for just a moment. Bringing that core back to the spine. And glide forward on our toes. We'll come all the way down to our mat via low push-up, keeping those elbows close to the torso. Then you can rest your cheek on one side, and arms can just come out long beside you. So just taking a few moments to rest here. So we've done a lot with the abdominals today, so now we're just going to take a little bit of time just to strengthen the back. So we're going to make sure we're even. We can't just work on the front without working on the back. So we're going to come into some belly back bends. So you can bring the forehead back to your mat and flip the palms so they're facing the earth. Shoelace side of the feet are going to continue to press into the earth. Then on your next inhale, you can lift the upper body. So arms come off the mat too, just like airplane arms, but gaze is still straight down. And breathing here. And then coming back down, you can rest the opposite cheek to the opposite side. So we're going to take 2 more, and each one builds upon the previous one, but if you have a favorite belly back bend that you want to take, you can take that here. And you're going to bring your forehead back to center. So this time we're going to lift both the upper body and lower body. So on an inhale, come up. And it's not a matter of how high you can go, you're really thinking of length here. So if you can get your feet to one end and the crown of your head to the other. Breathing here. And then coming back down. So you can take either of those variations that we just did, or you can interlace your hands behind your lower back. Or if you have a bow in your practice, you can grab your ankles and come up into bow. But don't do that if that's your first time doing it. Only do that if you know you have that in your practice. And on an inhale, you can come up. And then coming back down. You can bend your knees, just windshield wiper the feet back and forth here. Hands can come underneath shoulders. You can push yourself back up through tabletop. And then crossing the ankles, you can start to make your way onto your back. Soles of the feet can come to the earth, knees point to the sky. You can see if you can raise your heels with your fingertips, just making sure your feet aren't too far away from your body. And we'll take 2 bridge poses now, so stretching out the spine. So the first one, backs of the arms can connect with the earth. We'll lift the hips, pressing the earth away, hips lift high. And you can come back down, bring the hips back down. And just take a moment to reset here. So we'll take 1 more bridge. So you can stick with the robot arms and triceps pressing into the earth, or you can interlace your hands behind your lower back, and it becomes a chest opener, that version. So on an inhale, come up, and if your hands are interlaced, see if you can shimmy the shoulders, like underneath the shoulder blades, so you can really expand the chest. Feet rooted into the earth can lift high. And then you can come back down to the earth. Bring the feet wide on the edges of the mat, and then the knees can knock in for knock knee pose. This is just a nice counter posture for the back bending, the belly back bends that we've been doing. And connecting the sacrum to the earth. And then you can can bring the soles of the feet together, knees come wide, Supta Baddha Konasana. You just place your hands right on your belly, right back on the solar plexus chakra. Maybe with your eyes closed, you take a moment and just observe any of the energy that you've created. Feeling the belly rise on the inhales and then coming back down on the exhales. And really what I love about this practice so much is it just brings us back into the body. So much we're in our mind, lamenting the past or fretting about the future. But when we're back in the body, we're generally in the present. And that's where everything is okay. Most of the time. I'd say the majority of the time. So this practice, I think people feel so good after yoga, not just because of the physical part, because it gives our mind an opportunity to rest. And then you can give the knees a hug in, rocking a little from side to side. And coming to our reclining half pigeons, you can take the right ankle in front of the left knee. You can grab behind the left thigh, or you can place that left foot on a wall or the earth too. So you can just see where you'd like to take it. And then we can switch sides. Left ankle can cross in front of the right knee. And you can flex your feet here as well too. And then you bring both feet to the sky. You're placing the hands underneath the hips because that can help to support the lower back. And we're going to just take a gentle inversion here. Again, if you are by a wall and just want to put your feet up against, the legs up against the wall, that can be a really nice restful posture. And then you can release the hands, you can grab the inside edges of your feet, and just take a happy baby here. So rocking a little bit from side to side. And those heels are stacked on top of the knees. And then you can give the knees a hug in. Keep the right knee hugged in. Let the left legs go long on the earth. And then with your left hand, you can gently guide the right knee across the body. Right arm can come out like an anchor as you gaze to the right. Coming back through center, hugging both knees in. This time, keeping the left knee hugged in, the right leg can go long. The right hand will gently guide the knee across the right side of the body. And you can gaze to the left. Coming back through center, giving your knees one final hug. Maybe even just taking this moment now just to be grateful to yourself today for taking that time. Reconnect body, mind, and spirit. Then you can release the legs long on the earth, taking up some space. Palms can face the sky. And then come into your final, most important posture, Shavasana. Starting to bring a little consciousness back. You can wiggle the toes and the fingers. And when you're ready, you can start to roll over to your right or left side. We'll just spend a few moments in the fetal position. And you can start to press yourself up to a comfortable seat. We're gonna meet with our hands at heart center. You can keep your eyes closed or just gaze softly at your fingertips. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe. And may you live with ease. Namaste. Great, well, thank you guys so much. I'll come over and unmute you. And I saw that a few guys have registered for the 7-day meditation challenge, which I'm super excited about. I think that will be fun. More opportunities to get into good habits while we have the time. And let me know if you had any questions about the